Okay, gonna come to you guys with some of the stuff that I do for breakfast to keep it simple, easy. So I've got 4 eggs here, whole eggs that have been soft boiled or whatever you want to call it, and I got 2 ounces of a raw cheddar here. One, depending on what you guys sit there and eat, make sure you always enter it into MyFitnessPal first. Don't just sit there and eat something and magically, or just think that it's magically going to fit into your macros just perfectly. Enter it first, make sure it fits, and then eat it because you may need to tweak it. I like to keep, just me personally, my carbohydrates more towards mid-afternoon and the evenings, and I keep my fats higher in the morning. Protein stays pretty level all the way throughout the day, but I consume more fat in the morning. One, this doesn't spike my insulin as much, my blood sugar level, so I stay at a level energy state a little bit better that way. 2, it's also more flexible for us in the family. We're typically going to have a little bit carb heavier meal with the kids or whatever we're eating that evening. So it's easier to be able to fit that into my macros if I keep my carbohydrates fairly low throughout the day. It's also a good way to go about if you know you're going out to eat or doing something to go into an event where you don't have as many options, and typically, again, they are going to be carb heavier. I don't want you to fear carbohydrates, but I do want you to respect them. And again, that's just why I go the route I go in the morning. Actually, hard-boiled is my least favorite egg to eat, but it's convenient. I cook a handful throughout the weekend, and that way if I don't have time to come home and scramble them or fry them or whatever I want to do, they're already here waiting for me. Now, I like to keep it different by adding flavors to it. Now, I'll show you here. I got a company I love called Flavor God. They make all different kinds of seasonings. They're clean. They use a natural sea salt, and they use natural or organic, typically, spices and herbs in it. There's no anti-caking agents. There's no starches. There's no MSG, which all these wreak havoc on your system and cause you to be hungry and want more and are bad with inflammation and all that other stuff. So Flavor God's company I go through. This I'm getting ready to show you here is a 6-pack I bought. I'm actually probably just going to do salt and pepper today because I left the one I typically put on hard boiled at the gym because I had some a couple of days ago at the gym for breakfast. But I use a pizza flavoring that goes over the top of it. I cake it heavily, and it just gives that boring egg a better flavor. But again, this is a 6-pack off Amazon. They're all 100% clean. There's garlic lovers. There's a ranch. Was this Italian? Taco. Everything. And again, pizza is typically the one I throw in here. I'm probably just going to salt and pepper these ones today. But these are great go-tos to take a boring food and give it some variety. I use all these different flavors on chicken constantly because, again, chicken gets pretty boring, pretty plain. But if you use these different seasonings, you can give it a little bit more life to it. And that's the route I go for breakfast. That's why I keep my fats heavier in the mornings and carbs heavier in the evenings. So, again, it's something you can just take with you to see if that's something that works for you. Again, if I were to have a carb this morning, I'd probably lose the fat because from a calorie standpoint, I'd lose the cheese. And I would add like a cup of blueberries or something like that. Berries are lower on the glycemic index. They're lower on your insulin response. And you get a good amount for the amount of carbohydrates. You're going to get a whole lot more blueberries than you would like, per se, a banana of some sort when it comes to a carbohydrate standpoint. So that's why I go that route. Give it a shot. See if it works for you guys. And hopefully this helps.